Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Candid Capital. It's your boy Chris, Alexis, got Christian, and we got us a special guest today.
My daughter Faith is here because she don't want to be upstairs. You want to say hi?
You gonna wave?
You gonna wave? No, too
She's like,
shy.
nah. And of course, we got Mike. So today's topic we kind of wanted to touch on. It was something that Mike, you had brought up in one of our last episodes, of like just removing distractions in order to get some things done in your life. So I wanted to see if you wanted to kind of expand on that a little bit and touch on what that means from you, and like once you remove those distractions, like how much were you able to get done?
Yeah, so I started the reason why I ended up looking into eliminating distractions was because I was just going through it. I was stressed, depressed, I was anxious, and I was just trying to figure out and solve why I was going through that. And so some of the things were I was basically trying to get work done, but I was ended up doing nothing. And essentially what that was is I wanted to play my video games, wanted to read, I wanted to work, I wanted to do the podcast, I wanted to draw, I wanted to do all these different things that you just can't do all of them at once. And so that's when I was thinking about it, and I was just like, I do too much. Which is why, like, my other YouTube channel I had, like, I stopped doing it. I was like, what is the level of commitment I want to truly give that? And that's what I started doing. I was like, what do I want to commit to? So I eliminated video games. I was like, I don't want to commit hours of my day or hour of my day into that. I don't want to look at social media and be on there for 30 minutes doom scrolling. I don't want to be on a streaming. The biggest thing was every day I had I told myself I wanted to do. I wanted to read manga, and I wanted to watch like whatever anime or TV show or movie, right? And so it was just a long list that never ends, right? Because you finish one thing and there's something else to replace it. I was just like, I'm never going to actually do any of the true goals I want to do, which was, go back to speaking Spanish and being fluent in it and committing more to my wife and kids and to the Bible and to God, and then also to the podcast. I was like, well, why am I not doing it? And so I looked at all those things. I was like, okay, let me just start eliminating things. So it started with the purge first. We went through the house. We got rid of stuff we don't care about, we don't touch, we don't look at. So we got rid of, I had a collection of movies. So that's another thing I told myself, like, to eliminate, stop collecting things just for the purpose of collecting. So I had a lot of these like DC movies gone. I had a long series for the Born, the Born Identity. So there's two authors, the original author, and then the guy who took it up after the original passed. I was just like, I don't want to read these books. So I took them, gone. Wife did the same thing. She went to her stuff. I mean, we went and purged the house, and that's started purging everything else. So I was like, I don't really care about watching something or reading something or playing a video game as much as I want to do the more important things.
Right.
So I looked at something. I said, look, I've been trying to be fluent in Spanish for the last 16 years now. And every time I start to do it, I stop for some reason. So the last episode, we were talking about motivation and truly believing in something. The other thing that can kind of get in the way is the distractions. So I just kept putting more stuff in front of it, which are basically excuses. And I was just like, well, I ain't gonna never do that. I ain't gonna never be serious about God, my family, or the other things that I believe are important if I put something else in front of it. Immediately after I got rid of all that stuff, every day consistently, I read the Bible, I study it every day consistently. I'm spending way more time with my family.
Yeah.
And I'm no scumbag guy. Like, I'd always spend time with my family, but I was more intentional with what I was doing with them.
Right.
Same thing with Spanish every day. I got a tutor.
Oh wow.
And yeah, nice. Oh yeah, when you put money, you put $1 on something, you really gonna commit, right? Like, oh, I ain't about to let that go to waste. So once a week, I schedule time for me and her to talk. She gives me more of an understanding of the grammar and words and stuff like that. And I was trying to figure out my own way to practice. And I was just like, man, how am I gonna do this? Like, because if I just wait every tutor session and just do the homework only, that's not enough. I was like, went to the bookstore, bought me a journal, opened it up, and I said, every day I'm gonna write in my journal in Spanish. So every day for the last 12 days, I've been writing in Spanish in that journal. And each day it gets longer because I'm learning more, I'm using more, I'm understanding more. do the same thing with my Bible. I got to study a journal for that. I write all my notes in there. And that's I just been more intentional and committed to the actual things that are important. But if I had not eliminated the distractions, would not have gotten there. I'd still be mindless.
You know what's dope about that, specifically the Spanish part of that? I don't know if I told you this or not. I did 1,250 days of Duolingo on Spanish.
Really?
Yeah, and I still can't speak it. But I had the wrong goal. My goal was I'm gonna do 1,000 days. I'm just gonna pick it up. And I started cold turkey, and I went up by goal. But the time that I was putting into the Spanish was I'm just gonna do 30 minutes a day. So my alarm went off, and I'd do the little owl thing or whatnot. But nothing came of it because I wasn't really committing to it the way that you're committing to it. So it's really dope to kind of see that full circle. Yeah. I don't know where my commitment is. I might be following up with you about that. So
yeah. And that's the thing is like we got to be honest about what we really want to commit and how much we can commit to it. Right? You won't know if you got distractions.
Yeah, that's it. Kind of the definition of distraction. So everything you named as being a distraction to you, I look at that as like not really. It was something that you had interest in at some point. You talking about the books and the streaming and all that stuff. But you look at that as a distraction because you can find yourself going down a path where you start getting into a manga or you start watching an anime, and that takes you away from, you had a goal, like I want to learn Spanish. But these things that I love doing are distracting me away from being fluent in Spanish. So the way you did it was, and everybody might have different ways of doing this, but you were like, I'm just going to eliminate it. I'm just going to get rid of the streaming apps. I'm just going to get rid of the books. Now, when you say get rid of books, do you just sell them or take them to?
So let me clarify, right? Because everybody probably thinking I got rid of everything. I didn't get rid of everything. So when I got rid of the streaming apps, I got rid of them on my phone. Because on your phone, you eat up a lot of time just being on your phone.
Yeah.
And I realized that. So I literally took it all off.
Got you.
The books were, so the other thing too was I was like, what do I truly like? Like, am I going to revisit this book? Why did I buy this book originally? The trap is I loved to collect back then. I ain't even read it, but I collected it. There were some trash movies I had. I had the Jonah Hex movie. It was horrible.
I remember that, like the
horrible movie. But because I was collecting the series, I bought it.
Yeah.
That was something I was realizing. I'm like, there's nothing good in doing that because I'm just collecting trash.
You weren't getting no value out of it.
There was nothing there. So the other thing too, it occupied space in my house, and we don't have a lot of room in our house. So when I realized, like, let me get rid of this. So when I got rid of the movies that I would never go back and watch, I could put more stuff on the shelf that I was like, I need a room for it. Same thing with so it's not like I don't watch anything streaming. Like, we got TVs, they got streaming apps. So when I want to watch something, I gotta wait till everybody sleep because I watch something completely different than everybody. But that's okay because at that point, my day's pretty much over. I did what I needed to do. So that's how I went about it, was just eliminating it where I could get to it. Yeah. If I can access it that fast, I'm always going to be on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was eliminating, was just the sheer fast access to it, because I could be sitting at work, pick this up. I'm like, man, I'm supposed to type out a sentence. I only got half the sentence done. Pick the phone up again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, this is eating. I'm not productive. I'm not getting anywhere. And so the minute that all that stuff went away, like I said, the Spanish, I've been learning way more. I already knew Spanish to begin with, went fluent, but it started to recall a lot more of the words I already knew that I've forgotten. The thing with the Bible was, I was like, I got even more interested in it when I started committing more to it and getting time. I was like, wait, so like one of the things everybody always usually skips over is like the genealogies of Noah. And I actually was like, no, I really want to know where everybody went and who was who. And so I literally went online. I printed out the genealogy in like a branch. And then funny enough, the website had what they believed the areas where each
went to.
Yeah, spread out on the globe. and then what those countries are now.
Oh, that's crazy.
So I was like, oh, this is fun. I was just diving. So that was the thing, was I actually uncovered something that I didn't even know was there. I was like, oh, I actually do love studying the Bible and learning about that. And same thing with Spanish, is like, it's actually fun learning a new language, because you kind of start over again as a kid. Like we talked about, like, you don't realize how hard it is just for you to learn English in the beginning, because you're not conscious of the fact that you communicating with your parent is not going well, right? It's like, no, I want the cookie. I don't want the carrot, dog. What are you missing here, right?
Yeah, well,
So it's kind of like starting over like that again. And like I said, me and the family. So one thing that opened up was me and my wife now play board games every other night or so.
Fun together, yeah.
So we'll play Monopoly. We've been really exploring that. She never played Monopoly before, like seriously, and like to the rules, no house rules. And she actually loves it. She was like, okay, this game isn't that bad. So yeah, it's fun. And we just been doing that, spending more time that way.
nice.
Just finding more things that are meaningful and those kind of things. So
No, I asked that because I know. I was like, man, when you said you purged.
nah, I ain't gonna cover it.
Yeah,
Turkey,
but
nah.
yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of different avenues we could take it. Like for myself, when I think of eliminating distractions, kind of, I don't want to say get rid, because I don't necessarily get rid of stuff, but I think I kind of have to discipline myself.
And that was my problem.
Yeah,
I knew my discipline wasn't good enough to still have some level of it.
Yeah.
That's why I removed it from my phone. It couldn't exist on my phone. I tried it before.
mm-hmm.
And I think that, so okay, so let's do this, because I haven't spoke enough. What are some distractions in your life?
Same stuff, to be honest. I look at it like it's all about priorities. Sometimes you don't even have to completely get rid of it. Like you said, you just have to maybe redistribute it in your life. So like, I once did that too when it comes to social media. Instead of completely getting rid of it, because obviously I need it for business,
Right.
using it just for business. Like, put the phone away. Don't use the apps for stupid stuff, constantly doom scrolling, different stuff like that. Video games. Now I used to be a gamer.
Yeah.
I used to play everything all day, whatever. Now I just play with my kids when they want to play something. And I made a rule that if I want to play something I want to play, it's going to be completely, like you mentioned before, completely at the end of the day after everybody's asleep, blah, blah. Well, I never make it to that because I'm always asleep.
Same.
So it's like, but the thing about it is, it's not important in comparison to the other things that I prioritize.
Exactly.
When we got so many hours in the day, I want to prioritize the stuff that's moving the needle forward, the stuff that's going to help my family grow, the stuff that's going to get me closer to the Lord, stuff's going to help me with my career, stuff that's actually important, and the stuff that's not can fall to the wayside. And if I get to it, I get to it. If I don't, I don't. So a distraction to me is something that's not moving the needle forward, something that's just a hobby that literally does not necessarily benefit me one way or the other, or my family. So I even looked at it like this, like, so obviously in a gamer's perspective, I started getting into looter shooters, which take a lot of your time if you let it. Start looking at it like this. If I level up this dude to the absolute max and I get 1,000 hours worth of gameplay in, that doesn't do anything for me. This dude's not real. So I got the max armor. He's not freaking real. I got the maxed out armor, maxed out blah, blah, most updated weapons. I'm keeping up with all these people online, but nothing changed in my life.
Yeah.
You turn the game off and that reality is still within the game.
Yeah.
You ain't made no more money. You don't become a better person. It doesn't do anything for you. It's just something to enjoy, which again, take that time to do stuff that you enjoy. You're a father of 4, you kind of have to divide my time between 5 people, both 6 people, myself, my wife, and my kids. So it comes down to what's the most important. And even taking that further, if you like, I know it's a different topic a little bit, but if you're not willing to prioritize things to that degree when you have a family, think about that before you have a family, because you have to divide your time. You have to be willing to be a little bit more sacrificial. Bye, mama. You going upstairs, brother? No. All right. I guess
I should have said the brother. She was good.
She's like, hold on, you gonna pick with me? But you just gotta be willing to put other people first before yourself, and I think that's where the priorities come in. Because video games are about me. It satisfies something that I just want to sit down and zombie out. And same with a lot of other things. It's like sometimes you don't have to get rid of them completely. But at the end of the day, if you do, sometimes, at least for me, not everybody's the same, but I have to be okay with that.
You know what I love right now is like each one of these episodes we don't build on the previous topic. So
Yeah, we have.
the biggest thing that you said is discipline to be able to have it, but have it at the end after everything's done. Which is funny because when we're kids, we learn that you have to work hard first, then play. But as adults, because we get way more access,
I'm an adult. I do what I want to do.
We always want to have fun.
Yeah, we mix it in with the
And then it starts messing things.
Duty
It gets
comes
messy.
first, man.
It gets messy. So Chris, for you, it doesn't have to be distractions now. What have been distractions in your life that you
I'm going through one right now, honestly. I think I shared with the Candid Capital family, and just everybody kind of knows that me and my wife are trying to go through the egg donor thing again. And
Love you.
trying to get back in that mindset of getting back to where I want to help my wife look for donors and things like that. It should be a priority.
Okay.
But in my mind, it is a priority, but there are things that take precedent. And those things are distractions. The animes, the Netflix series, we're working outside. I'm gonna do that.
You need that. You need that.
Playing video games. I tend to when I'm done with work, and then I go to the gym. After that, come home, get ready to eat dinner or whatever. You would think like, okay, I got some wind down time. Let me jump on a donor site. But what does your boy do?
I don't know. Tell me what my boy does.
Your boy, he would either jump on a Netflix series, watch some anime, maybe jump on the PS5 when I could have used that time. Just make it a priority. Set aside 30 minutes to 45 minutes to jump on a couple of egg donor sites, look through some donors, shoot them to my wife, like, hey, I found these. What do you think? And then if I got time left over, go jump on the game or go.
And it's sometimes seasonal too. It don't have to be forever.
Right.
Yeah, and sometimes because you're putting more time into it, it happens faster. Because if you don't do it, how much longer does it take?
Exactly. The more, because when I don't do that, when I put it off, when I was like, I'll get to it. I'll tell, yeah, I'm gonna help you out. And then I don't. And then days go by. And it just prolongs the process of us finding a donor.
So how are you trying to adjust yourself to get more into that position to look more consistently?
So it goes back to the motivation and discipline.
That's
back to the episode.
Well, we talked about that. We know you. Well, that's the thing. Do you believe?
I believe. Yes, I do believe that. I believe that God is going to bless us with a kid.
Okay.
I believe that truly in my heart.
Now we know. I'm gonna say one thing real quick before you keep going. Now we know one thing when it comes to that. God gonna do his part.
He gonna do. Yep.
What am I supposed to say next after that?
What am I gonna do? How am I gonna?
How you gonna do your part?
How am I gonna do my part? Right. So, in the kind I think we got into this maybe during the blueprint episode, where it's like pretty much saying closed mouths don't get fed.
Yeah.
So you gotta do your part here on earth in order for God to bless you. Sure. You know what I'm saying? So my part in this situation is to prioritize and set aside that time to help my wife look for a donor, because our end goal is to have a baby. We know what our circumstances of what she went through. We only have two options. We only got egg donor or adoption.
Yeah.
So I have to make it a priority. We ain't getting younger.
Right.
So by me keep putting it off, saying I'm doing, it's not doing us any favors. Right. It's not doing anything. So now I'm trying to discipline myself, put that in my mind, like, all right, I have to make this a priority. And the motivation behind that is I want to have a baby. I want to have a kid.
Right.
And if I just stick with that mindset, make it a priority, like you said, it's a seasonal thing. Once we find a donor,
right,
and we move forward and get serious about it, boom, everything just falls into place. And then I can free up that time to do the things I love. For sure. But during this seasonal part of our life right now, I need to make it a priority. I need to focus on, let's try to do what we got to do to find this egg donor. Meaning, 007 First Light, anime, it's got me. Your Netflix series is going to have to be put on pause until you do what you're supposed to do for the benefit of your family, core of your family.
So to clarify, so you're saying until you can consistently engage in looking every day. You're
Yeah.
gonna hold off on doing those things until you can do it consistently.
At least make that my last priority. Like you said, like you guys said, like after everything's said and done, I may have some time at the end of the day to play video games. So most of the time I'm sleeping anyway. So I think I'm gonna make that. If I make that my last priority, I probably wouldn't even get around to watch it because we just got so much going on throughout the day. After work, and then, like I said, gym is a priority for me, so I'm never gonna put that down. Go to the gym, get home, jump in the shower, and now the wife has started a new job where her schedule's a little different. So I've gotta actually step in more to cook dinner because she's working.
Right.
So now I'm gonna have to cook dinner. That's going to take some time. Now I've only probably got a couple hours left. By the time she gets off and spend time with her, I gotta prioritize. I gotta figure out how to prioritize things now. So yeah, I'm going through that right now.
So Alexis, for you, what are there current distractions now, or were there ones in the past that you've eliminated or tried to adjust?
It's definitely something that I got to keep adjusting. It's actually work. I take on way more than I need to because I'm just always chasing the bag.
So explain to everybody like what your work is like and why it's where you're taking on more and more.
All right. So I am multidisciplined as far as like video production, illustration, website design, graphic design. There's a lot of different avenues that I could take to like make revenue. And sometimes when the opportunity presents itself, like growing up watching my dad, he helps everybody. So I'm like, yeah, I'll help you. Yeah, I'll help you. Yeah, I'll help you. But it took me a while to realize that every time I'm making these commitments, it's taking time away from me, spending time with my family, or with my kids, or, it'll be like, I'll get off like a work or after like my daytime time in my office. And then the wife would be like, oh, so what are you doing now? Oh, I'm about to go work. But she's been working all day too with the kids and stuff like that. So it's like, I'm just trying to like, all right, I'm going to do this and this. And that's it. And this time's for my family. Sorry, I can't help you. Like, just setting that boundary and just being more present with, definitely my blessings. So, yeah.
I think that's very critical that you point that out because a lot of people, I know myself, my wife, like we want to be helpful to everybody and we don't want to say no because we don't want them to think that we don't support them or we're not there for them. That's not the case. And sometimes that's a weird conversation when you have it with them. And I originally had to have it with one of our good friends. And I was just like, bro, I'm glad you reached out because we hadn't talked in years. I was like, but I can't be there for you like you probably think I can. And so I explained to them what my day-to-day life is like. And I said, the time I give to somebody else, that's time I'm taking away from my family or myself. So, I have to tell people, like, I just ask people to respect that and that you're going to get a no sometimes. Doesn't mean I don't love you. Doesn't mean I don't support you. But what it does mean is I'm choosing something that is a priority. I'm not forgetting you, though. You just got to fit in your little time window when I make it available, and hopefully we both align because everybody busy. But because we know so many people and we have such a large family, the requests come in nonstop. Like people, that's the thing that people don't understand. Like if you got somebody that's like beating you down because you're not there for them, it's like, well, I'm not the only one in your world. You're not the only one in my world, right?
Yeah.
If I went through the list of names of all the friends and family members who I try to see, who I try to help, I need more extremities because I can't count them on what I got. So I think it's very important that if you are facing that in your life, that you address it, but address it in the right and, meaningful way. But don't let somebody abuse that because some people will abuse it. They'll constantly, it'll be the same one calling you for a request. Like, right, I just helped you out last week. Man, you gotta let me breathe. So that was pretty dope that you brought that up though.
And I'm kind of like mentally going through some stuff too. Like I'm taking what you're saying as far as getting rid of distractions because I do all this work and stuff. And at the end of the day, I'm a night owl. Like I come to life. We're at nighttime. I'll be up till 3 a.m. I'm a video editor. Comes with the territory. And it's like, okay, I did a little work on this project. I'm not really feeling passionate enough to like bring it home because I don't want to do, bullshit work. I want to put my best foot forward. I'm in my office. Everyone's asleep. I'm going to play the game. You know what I'm saying? But to that degree, it's also like you were saying earlier, like I'm leveling this character up to level 70. Like, what level am I at right now? Like, should I be doing something else? Should I be making sales? Should I be looking at like my business? Like, is this a distraction, or is this me time like helping me reset for the next day? Like, I'm trying to kind of really sort that out in my head.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that could be a priority too, though. Like, set me time as a priority.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to make that a top priority. Set some time out for yourself just to zone out, zombie out. You know what I'm saying? Because we deal with so much. There's nothing wrong with putting that into your routine. Like, I'm gonna set aside an hour, hour and a half, or whatever, just for me to do what I want to do. There's nothing wrong with doing that.
I think I'm glad you said that, because everything in life you should plan. You should have a time to do something, because if you're just going off the cuff doing it, you'll do it way more than you should.
I think that's the problem. That's my issue.
So that's why I love this right now, because we're talking right now about how to manage distractions so that you can get the meaningful things done and be there for more people, right? And yourself, right? And if you're looking at that, okay, the distraction feeds into the whole staying disciplined while you don't have the motivation. Well, if you didn't have so many distractions, you think you'd be more motivated?
I think, definitely.
Okay, so now let's go back another layer, right? So if you're more disciplined and you're more motivated, now you could be more dependable as a man for your family. So we kind of walked it back
together.
But it's very critical that we point it out, because I'm just sitting here thinking, like, this is what we talked about growing. It's hard as a man because you're learning, you're still growing. Like, we're in the 30s and 40s, still learning and understanding us and what we're susceptible to, and how to manage that. Be like, okay, I can't. One thing I learned about myself is I'll put myself in trouble because inherently I'm just selfish. I want to do what I want to do at all times. And when I started realizing, like, yeah, but that's just causing more problems, Mike. When you want to be selfish and do all the things you want to do, that don't include nobody else,
right?
Most of the time. And that's what just starts to hurt. It hurts the productivity. It's funny how you were talking about, you got this character up to a level 100, and he tied it into, he's like, well, what level am I at? Right? Because that's the time I could be leveling myself up. Right? I don't know how many times people be on YouTube looking at other people do great things. They be like, man, that'd be dope. Yeah. How about you go make some time to go do it?
Yeah, it makes me give up on the stuff because then I look at it different.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't even play this game no more. Because it's like now I feel salty because I had to do what I was supposed to do.
Now you mad.
Yeah, so it's like, I had to do what I was supposed to do.
all this time.
Seriously.
For nothing.
100%.
We're nowhere.
And it depletes your motivation in that thing because this is more important. Me, who I am, who I'm becoming, my family.
Yeah.
I get so wrapped up in being a provider and being sacrificial and doing what I need to do for my family. And I'll be honest, I don't, maybe out of the entire group, I prioritize me time almost none. Almost none. And I've learned to get to a point where I live with that. I've just recently, over the past few years, started implementing that in a little bit, and I'm getting a little bit better at it. But when I see that there's a need for my family or something that needs to get done, or there's a goal, I can't think of nothing else. I don't even enjoy the other things if I haven't accomplished that thing and it's dire.
Yeah.
I can't enjoy it. I can't even, like, okay, Link ain't found this new sword. Screw Link.
Yeah.
I ain't found my new sword. Where my new weapon at?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it gets that deep in my head, like I can't even enjoy the stinking thing.
But that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I had that paralysis analysis.
Yeah.
I couldn't enjoy doing anything, so I chose to do nothing, even though I wanted to do something.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? Because in my heart, I knew what I needed to be doing. I just went the flesh, right? Like we speak it, right? The flesh will always hold you back. The Holy Spirit will not. I had to realize, like, if I give into it, it's gonna keep holding me back on the things I really know I should be doing.
I think one key thing we gotta point out that we haven't talked about this. I think it starts with self-awareness. We're all realizing our shortcomings of what we should be doing. Now the next step is, okay, what we're gonna do to eliminate them distractions, right? And that's actually a really good indicator to wrap this up. But I pretty much just wanted to say, like, just to tie that all together, I think one of the important pieces is just being self-aware. You know what I'm saying? That you do have distractions. I think we're all like kind of just, having to come to Jesus moment. Like, yeah, we all got distractions and we're admitting it. Like, oh yeah, I could be doing this, but I haven't been because I've been doing this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just being self-aware, the fact that we know that we do have distractions is an important first step. There's some people out there that won't admit to that. But and they're like, nah, I'm cool doing what I'm doing. But we know, as men, it all ties together. How do we become better men for our families to depend on and being motivated and all that stuff? It all ties together. So self-awareness, I think, is key. That's a good first step. And just putting together a plan or a strategy in place to eliminate those distractions so you can get those things that you want to get done. Right? It doesn't mean you have to fully eliminating everything. Like we said, it could be a seasonal thing. Just set some time up. Try to structure your time, structure your day. Set aside some me time. We need me time. You don't want to stress out over trying to reach all your goals at the same time because you burn yourself out. We talked about burnout one of our last episodes. Just kind of just put together a strategy, plan out your day, set aside some time to get what you need to get done. Set aside some rest time so you can rest. 7th day. God rest on the 7th day. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some rest time in there. But all that being said, we're going to wrap this episode up. Great conversation. Till the next time, folks. Candid Capital.
Candid Capital. Candid Capital.